the same way.
I'm on top of the world, baby.
Is it? Do y'all see it?
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's another Thursday night, and you are live with the 3/3. I am Z, the first third owner of the Euphoria Luxury Cigar Lounge. To my right,
Greetings. I'm the second third. Ralph from Ralphie Cigars. Welcome.
And I'm the third. They call me Nate. Actually, tonight I'm sophisticated Nate.
oh, with the glasses on. That make you sophisticated? Oh, God darn it. All right, tonight, as per usual, we are going to be discussing cigars, sounds, and spirits. You heard on the intro that we did October London's Mulholland Drive. It is a new school artist with an old school sound. And we are going to be discussing tonight traditional old school lounges versus new school alternative party lounges, right? And then we are going to be drinking, we're going to be smoking as well. We each have our own different cigar we chose this evening. So, Ralph, what you smoking on?
So tonight I'm smoking a Perdomo Epicure Maduro's 20th anniversary. One of my favorite cigars I've had with either cigars or bourbon. But again, it's the 20th anniversary Epicure Maduro Perdomo.
Sir, what you smoking tonight?
From the EP Carrillo Allegiance. And just to let y'all know, Brell gave me this shit, so I'm gonna let y'all know how it is.
Well,
You haven't smoked that before?
We'll be disappointed.
I don't think so.
It's a dope shit. And I had in my hand, which I don't know where I said it, a Liga. Oh, there you go. Never mind, man. Look at that. Boom. A Liga 9 in the little piggy. We already know how that goes. Drew Estate, very robust. We're going to talk about all 3/3 of these cigars as we go along. But let's get into what bottle we are drinking tonight. Ralph.
So tonight we're going to partake in 1,000 Stories Bourbon Barrel Aged. One of my favorites is Cabernet Sauvignon. So very robust, very flavorful, and just pretty much just recommend with a full body, full strength cigar, medium to full strength cigar. So again, we're drinking the 1,000 Stories Cabernet Sauvignon Bourbon Barrel Aged.
Yes, and tonight we are on YouTube. Facebook has been giving us, what Facebook usually gives us sometimes, and IG, which means follow us on our YouTube channel, the 3/3, the word 3, the number 3, RDS. Follow and like and subscribe that and our Facebook as well. We're going to share it over to make sure everybody gets to see it online. So, our bottle tonight, we're going to take a little sip, right? We have our live studio audience. Thank you to the live studio audience for always being a great support. They are drinking what we are drinking. And so we're going to see how this tastes on our palate.
So the story with this is pretty much the wine is fermented in American and French oak barrels and then transported to charred barrels, Kentucky barrels. So you have your charred notes, you have your caramel, you have your blueberry, your dry fruit, as well as tobacco. So again, it complements the cigar very well because you have those notes, those dark fruit notes, that again complement the cigar. So again, this is one of my favorite cabs that I don't be with cigars.
Remember, y'all, it's wine. You got to drink it with pinky out.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
I can't do that. I hold my glass like this. Like I don't hold my what you know what is the proper way to technically hold a wine glass?
To each his own. You have, you know, people
Look
who
at this with me.
to each his own. Yeah, you did pick you out.
You know, I usually hold mine like there's some people hold it by the stem. That's not mine. It's a little, you know, little refined, little bougie. All right, so let's get into it. I'm gonna cut my cigar, but while I cut and light my wonderful little piggy Liga 9, we're gonna talk about traditional lounges, right? Let's start there. A traditional lounge is what by definition? Like in your eyes, what is a traditional lounge?
Say traditional lounge, you know, when I'm thinking of a traditional lounge, I'm thinking of, you know, peace, tranquility, time to actually sit down and explore the cigar that you're smoking, the cigar of your choice. You know, actually letting the cigar talk. Whether it be having some universal music, whether it be jazz or something instrumental, but again, just being at one and peace of mind, enjoying the cigar. There may be some business come in, sit with you, have dialogue, short dialogue. But again, really soft, very peaceful, enjoyable experience. Again, just taking in the experience of the tobacco, and if you have spirits, so be it. But again, just laid back, simple.
So what's traditional do you name?
You know, it's interesting. Since I've been smoking cigars, I don't think that there is a traditional cigar. You know, what I've come across is that, you know, the lounge is the lounge. You know, you come, you smoke, you enjoy yourself, and you go home.
Yeah, I guess for me, traditional is more not the loud music. It is low music, you know, behind the scenes, white noise kind of music. It kind of fosters the atmosphere for conversation, and a lot of times no conversation at all, because a lot of people come into a traditional lounge, they're not looking to talk to you. They're looking to be on their phone or read their newspaper or and when we talk traditional, we're talking about the original thought of what a cigar lounge was, even before our race was really allowed to come into a cigar lounge. That's back when it was really, really traditional.
Yeah. But honestly, I think that our race is what changed the cigar lounge. You know what I mean? You think about it, you know, in a sense, this is a luxury hobby, right? Because in all sense of it, it is a hobby. And it is an expensive hobby. One that we couldn't afford, we couldn't partake in, right? So now, I mean, when you have people that look like us that own lounges, when you didn't have that before, not only that, you have people like us that come to lounges when you didn't have that before. So when you have that, it's going to change the dynamic of the lounge. And I don't think that the lounge has changed. I just think that it evolved. It evolved because we have been there. Like there wasn't no rock and roll until we got there. And there wasn't no cigar lounge until we got there. Because any lounge that we go to is the best lounge.
Oh, is that right?
Oh no, that's right. Because we all been in lounges and when they dry, you know, it's not feeling. It's always better when we show up.
How you feel about that, Rob?
He has a point. He has a point. And also, what it boils down to is your mood for the day. Your mood for the day determines, you know, what kind of lounge, what kind of atmosphere you want to put yourself in. Let's say, for instance, the lounge opens up at 10 o'clock in the morning from 10 to noon. You be laid back, chill. And then when people get off from work, they want to unwind, and they want to decompress, and they want to be in a space that can accommodate them during business hours and even maybe extended hours. So we have those. So we have those places like that too, pretty much for the patrons, for the people. So I look at it where you have a place where you can purchase cigars, but again, the lounge is a courtesy. So to have that space available for you to enjoy, whether it be first thing in the morning or in the evening, it's always a plus.
You know, I look at the cigar lounge like Vegas. Vegas is always what you want it to be, right? You know, people think that because you go to Vegas, it's off the hook. If you don't want Vegas to be off the hook, it's not. If you just want to chill by the pool, put your feet in, sip something, and go do something chill, go ahead and that's what Vegas is. However, if you want Vegas to be bananas, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about the cigar lounge. It is exactly what you want it to be. If you want it to be chill, even if there's a party going on, if you want to come back and sit there with your tablet, pop your buds in and chill, that is what it is. If you want it to be turned up, that is what it is. Both options are there.
I do agree. I feel like in this day and age, what makes the cigar lounge is the owner. I think the owner can dictate at a level what allowances will be made. And the truth is, if the owner wants a traditional setting, then that's really what it's going to stop, because they're going to instruct their staff to not play trap, to not play hip hop, to stay in a certain jazz, blues, neo soul pocket. It's going to stay, and it's going to stay in a very gender neutral and race neutral pocket. So you're going to get a lot of jazz, you're going to get a lot of blues, you're going to get elevator music, you're going to get that kind of vibe. But I think by nature of what the cigar community has become, and really depending on your demographic, because different states and different cities yield different things, because the cigar community is different in different areas. And the truth is, if you want to make your money, sometimes you got to throw that party. Now that doesn't mean the party has to be a trap party, but a party nonetheless, something for people to unwind on a Friday night and kind of get that energy out. You can tell the difference because on a Friday night, some of the party lounges going to be packed, and the traditional lounges going to close. They're going to close at about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at the latest, and that's a difference too in traditional versus alternative lounges, because the hours dictate what the owner really wants for the lounge. If I don't want you to party, guess what? I'm gonna have you up out of there by 9 o'clock. Bet you won't party in here. So I mean, it's just dependent. So,
to build off of that, ultimately, it's still a win-win for all of us.
oh, for sure.
There's always going to be a win-win, whether we go to a lounge and the hours are cut short. We're going to find somewhere else that can accommodate us for the remaining people still want to be out. So again, it's always a plus.
Yeah. So new school party lounges. Like what do you put into that arena to call it a new school lounge or alternative lounge? Because for me, I don't really. There are some lounges that trade a lot, right? And I can use Prime for example. Everybody thought Prime was a party lounge, but to tell you the truth, we had a lot of low key chill days, even on weekends. We had some Saturdays where we had neo soul weekends. We have a Sunday Fun Day, which was super chill and in the family reunion pocket. It wasn't turned. We've had some parties in there on Friday nights where we had a good time because it was great conversation. You have that setting that fosters good conversation and camaraderie, and it's the interaction that really makes the difference. So some lounges are in the middle, but then some lounges are a turn up every day.
It is that much more engaging.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if it's not a party, you have something going on where they'll come in fellowship, enjoy themselves for the weekend, and they look forward to that. So, like, there's times you may have, you may have a brunch, you may have a movie night, something like that. So it doesn't have to always be a party, but for the most part, it's engaging, whereas though I can enjoy my cigar, be around other people who smoke cigars as well, and it caps off the night.
Yeah, I think it makes a difference. I'll tell you what, I ain't even gonna lie. I done been to some good parties at the lounge, okay? I mean, you reminisce, even though I get it. A lot of people want a traditional setting. They don't want to go into a lounge and get a party. But the truth is, the people dictate, what's going to go on, because you have to make the money. Lounge owners in the business of making money. They're not in the business of having an empty lounge so it can shut down. So if the people are almost chanting silently, party, 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 And you know you're gonna go that route eventually. Doesn't mean it has to be your staple, but every here and there is gonna happen, and you're going to have people who want to have their birthday parties, who want to have their events at your lounges. And so by nature of that, if you allow a DJ or a live band, guess what? The energy gonna be up and it's gonna end up being a party. But what type of party really makes a difference? Is it gonna be a trap party or is it gonna be a grown folks party? That really, what music you play, like you said the other week, what music you play is really gonna dictate what happens in the lounge.
And then also, and again, to build off of that, whether it be traditional or new school, what you had, pretty much what's priority is the ventilation and the selection of cigars that you have. That's what coming back. That's why people enjoy that much more because you have. I mean, they're comfortable. They didn't want to leave somewhere. They didn't leave from your lounge and go somewhere else, or And then on top of that, you have a selection that they can choose from. They have options. So again, whether it be new school or old school, just having those key things. Because again, at the end of the day, you are a cigar lounge. So what's the priority that you have the cigar, that you have the ventilation, and again the space for us to enjoy ourselves with with it.
So here's a question. I'm sorry, go ahead, Nick.
I'm gonna say something way left.
What was your left wing?
I mean, what make the lounge the shit is because I'm there.
Oh, okay, I'll bad. With sophisticated Nate.
Moving right along.
I'm gonna tell you.
If I ain't there, your lounge ain't the shit.
Oh.
Moving right along.
You know what?
Just say.
Nate did it. Look.
That wine took hold, y'all.
The bourbon barrel age.
It took hold.
Only have one sip.
That's all.
This is sophisticated thing speaking to you right there.
Oh my God.
I make every word of what I just said.
I can't.
And why is that?
I can't with you.
And why is that?
Because the shit ain't popping until I get there.
Well, whatever. I don't know if I would like to agree with that necessarily. Oh, and the pinky's up. I'm gonna tell you what. So I am just thinking to myself, it's not. So I'm thinking to myself, right? When you come into the lounge, right? We have a lot of lounges in Maryland. And the one thing I can say about Maryland is, like, there's really no need to complain about a lounge. That's the one thing I would like for people to support the lounge no matter what direction they go in, because the truth is there are so many choices in Maryland that you don't have to go to the party lounge. You could opt. Yeah, you can opt out. Like if you came to Prime on a Saturday and it's somebody's birthday, then it's going to be a party. So my thing is, if it's going to be a party, why come and sit and then complain about the fact that it's a party and you don't like party lounges? Why you ain't go to the traditional lounge? And I'm not saying that to be a negative, but the truth is we have so many choices. I mean, even in Baltimore, we're talking about where Prime was. We had Sephora, we got Legacy Cigar Lounge, we got Leviticus. Shoot, we got Fire and Smoke. You got Mount Washington. You got Clubhouse Cigars. You said what? Yeah, Top Dollar. You got Burn One Jazz Cigar Lounge. Yes, and now you got OGs, which is the new lounge over there, cat corner from City View. They just opened right across from the BP. That's right across from City View. So
not only that, we also have cigar events. So you have, you got dance. You may have a first Friday, they close at noon, and then you may migrate to another lounge. So again, the fact that we have so many lounges, we have options. I mean, again, there's going to be a win.
Yeah, and I think so. And even outside of Baltimore, we step outside the Baltimore corridor. Then you're talking about Dan's. You're talking about Elkton. You got Spark. If you're going in the other direction, you got Tobacco Leaf. You got Affilion. You got Invictus. You got The Box. You got, Privilege, Veterans. My God, Ladies First. I mean, it's
Shout out to the brick and mortars out there.
I know,
And
my
the
gosh.
pop-ups.
And the black owned brick and mortars, because I'm gonna tell you, half of them we can spit out a black owned. And that is saying a lot. I hear that a lot when we go to the PCA or you go to different cigar events. You hear a lot of people say, wow, you know, Baltimore really does have a lot of minority owned, and not just black owned, but minority owned, because we're talking about not just the black owned lounges, Legacy, Leviticus, Prime, or now Sephoria, Fire and Smoke, Burn One. Then you stepping down and you still talking about Tobacco Leaf with Raul. You still talking about the box with Ross. You still talking about Privilege, Cigars 210. You talking about Cigar District. I mean, my gosh, Ladies First, that's black owned as well. Affiliate, minority. I mean, my gosh, it outnumbers. And then going into DC, you still have Petworth Cigars. That's black owned. You got TG, which is my minority owned. She's Ethiopian. That is a lot of lounges. And then you still have your Davises. And there's 12 Davises. You got Humidor on the Hill. I mean, it's so many. Yes, you have so many options that, like, how can you really complain? And we have a lot of options for this area. You talk about places like South Carolina, they got 2. You talking about North Carolina, they got a handful, but not the number that we have that really you can drive within an hour and 15 minutes and hit all these lounges. You know, and then if you go right over the line, and then you still got what's my guy that does his own Cortez? And he does his own cigars, and he has his own lounge. All the different Davises, 12 of them. You know, yeah, 12, 13 of them in the state of Maryland. I mean, really, we all winning here in Maryland, and your options between even male-owned and female-owned lounges are so vast, so that women who want to come into the lounge and feel comfortable, there are so many women-owned lounges that you have that option as well. I mean, dang. I mean, I don't want to say what's your top lounge. If you had a go-to lounge, traditional and party, what would it be? I know that's a hard ask, right? You ain't heard nobody finish.
I'm not hurt. It's not hard. It's like, again, I can go to any of those lounges during the day or before they close. So, I mean, again, if not there, then home. But again, we're talking about lounges. Again, if I want something quiet, I can go to a certain time of the day. If I want to enjoy myself, turn up a little bit, I can go somewhere, in the evening. So again, as long as you have, to me personally, in my opinion, as long as you have cigars, ventilation, I'm there.
My question is, it depends on how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I want chill? I feel like creeping off with a big girl. I know where they at. I know exactly
You
where
want to roll me.
It depends on how I feel. I don't know how I'm feeling. I don't know how I feel from time to
Pour
time.
me some water.
If I feel
Well, you know what?
Look at the blur on this.
how I feel.
You know what? I can't
I
disagree.
might want to chill in the daytime. You know, I might want to chill in the daytime because y'all know how I work. I might want to chill in the daytime.
For real, talk.
Around 5, 6. I might want to step it up a little bit, right? I might want to step it up a little bit. Around 9, 10, I may want a different atmosphere. So in the day, I didn't hit 3, 4 lounges. I didn't cater to my own needs.
I'm not even mad about you saying, say when you want a certain size woman. But the truth is, as a single person and as a married person or a person in a relationship, you know where to go and what not to do on certain nights to keep yourself in the lane you want to be in. And that's true. As a single person, I know if I want to go meet a man, which I'm not in that space to do that, but if I wanted to go meet a man, I know, and I wanted a nice atmosphere that breeds socialization, right? That would allow me to go in and have a good conversation and loosen up and enjoy the music. I know where to go. You know, I know where to go. But if I want to go and I don't want to be bothered, I know where to go too. You know, I know where to go. And I'm gonna tell you what. So if I had my lounge of choice, right? I have to be honest because I'm in Baltimore, and having a lounge doesn't really afford you a great opportunity to get out and go, but so far. So before crime came about, and even when it was about, because I lived over east, I would go to Fire and Smoke because they would stay open late, but I could go over there and not be bothered, right? I could go and not be bothered. And so they would see me a lot until, you know, you get in your own lounge and then you're so busy. But I also, like when Mina's spot was Mina's, I was stopping there, and then Legacy was right up the street from me, so that was easy access. Even if I just wanted to cop and buy, grab and go, you know, I could go in there and do that. I've been to the new Leviticus location a couple of times. I know if I don't want to be bothered and I just want to go chill, with multiple rooms, I could go up there, you know. But if I want to have a nice party and a good time, well, I'm going to Crown, got dirty when it was open, you know,
Let's rewind. Let's pull it back.
All right, pull it back.
Here we go.
Why would you go to a lounge and not want to be bothered?
And sometimes you just want to be out and people watch. Sometimes you got stuff going on in your own head that doesn't allow you to socialize. Like I say sometimes, you know, I like people, but I don't like people, you know?
So when you say
Sometimes I be feeling that way.
when you say be bothered, what do you mean by being bothered?
Like, I don't want unnecessary conversations. I don't want nobody holding me up for 2 hours, telling me about their life and their problems. I got my own daggone problems. And sometimes I'm game for that, but sometimes I'm processing something. I got stuff on my mind. I've had a hard week. I know I might be a little snippy or snappy, and I just don't want to engage, really. So I'm going to be over here, and I'm going to give you all the engagement. You know, I don't want to be engaged signs. Like, I'm in my phone, I got my earbuds in.
Look, let me tell
You know, that don't work all the time. No.
That
That
shit
don't work all the time.
That shit don't work.
But, you know, some people do respect it. And then some people know you well enough that they just come and they want to make sure you're good. And that's different. But you know where to go. Like, what's your place you go when you want to chill and you want to be laid back? And sometimes, like the Pikestress back there, we can show some love to our production back there. She said, I would go to Davis before the party, the calm before the storm. So I would go to Davis, chill, get my quiet, and then I would go to Prime because I know it's about to be turn up on the weekend, especially in birthday season, which is really all year. But that October to January corridor was birthday season, so it stayed a party every week. Do you ever go to the lounge and not want to be bothered? Because you know you come in and put your tablet on, you'll watch a whole damn movie.
Yeah, I do. That shit don't work. I mean, I tried it. I tried it a couple times, but I know when people come in, I got to put that up. People don't want to talk. It is what it is.
Hey, but don't you get tired of that sometimes?
You know, I mean, I already know what's going to happen. I mean, it's like, I know that's going to happen before I come out.
Is it like forced fun?
It can be that. But again, like with me, like to answer your question, you know, my thing is, I prefer traditional lounge because that's how I was brought up. That's how I got into my grandfather. It was just my grandfather that I smoke. So it's like, you know, while we were going to slow burn, I know of it. And I probably would have had a good time if I would have had to go out there. But at the same time, you know, I know what I know. It's, you know, again, me having a conversation, me, you know, listening to some music, me just chilling out. But again, I can get that anywhere depending on the time of the day. You know, so that's why I like it. Me personally, I love traditional lounge. I love traditional lounge. I love the fact where, you know, for example, you know, one of the newer lounges, Clubhouse. I love the fact that there's no television in there, so it encourages people to engage in conversation. You know, I mean, you may have thought-provoking conversation that may get you through something that you may be troubling, something that may be troubling during the week. You got the answers just by having a conversation. Or you know, you may want to go to, you know, a prom or fire and smoke, because again, you have people that are, you know, they're welcoming, hospitality is amazing, you know. So again, having again fellowship, and by me having a cigar group, one thing I don't like is that people join a group and then they come up to you and see you know of them because they're in the group. At the same time, you don't want to not know who they are. So my thing is, I want to be around those people because they believe in me. They support me. I want to support them. So that's why I'm hybrid. I'll go either way. I'm good either way.
Yeah, I feel like that too. And how dope is it that you do get people from out of town? I think that's the great thing about a lounge, right? You can follow people, they be in another state, but then when they have these events or there's a big event and you all come together, it's like you know one another because you follow each other, you in the same groups, you see the posts, and then you see them and you're like, oh!
It's a reunion.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes you may not want to step away from it because you want to engage with other people because we have this in common. So that's why I'm good with people. Sometimes I may be, if I be working, you know, on their days, there were times where customers will come in during a certain part of the day. And then, you know, there's some people that will come in during the later part of the day. But at the same time, you know, even the later part of the day, the TV will be, you know, just, you know, had the earbuds on, listen to they fuck me into their phones. But if they want to engage in conversation, they can do that. So
yeah, I agree. I feel like my perfect lounge would be a hybrid lounge, and that's because I don't want stagnant quiet, right? But I do want white noise, some nice jazz and neo soul. And to be honest with you, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be in the pocket. It's going to be nice jazz. It's going to be live band. It's going to be neo soul. It's going to be that nice vibe that fosters good conversation. But it ain't going to lie to you. It's going to be some dope parties too. But the difference is I don't want to do the trap. I think that's where it kind of pushes over. And I think it pushes over a little bit because it really depends on the age, your age, demographic, because cigars span from 21 and up. And sometimes when you have a traditional setting or more, you know, relaxed setting, I will say the younger people, they rise to the occasion. You know, they don't necessarily want to come in and trap it out just because you're sitting in here quiet. You know, that blend lends to a different type of energy, and I think it's great. But I think it is something to be said for live band. I think it's something to be said for a nice event, even with a DJ, if that DJ knows how to be in the pocket and reminisce and really play to the people. But I don't like the overly loud music. There's good tone of music for a DJ, and then there's standing right next to the person and you yelling and you still can't hear. You know, you want the DJ to be enjoyable, but not obnoxious, so to speak, you know.
I mean, I truly believe it depends on what's going on that night. I mean, if you came to a party, I mean, it's a party, you know what it is.
I mean, and agrees to that. It's pretty much the experience that you want.
Yeah.
It's the experience that you want at that time, in that moment. The experience that you want to have. I'm in the house already. I'm going to smoke in the house. I may sit out in the back. If you don't have somewhere to smoke out in the back, you don't have a phone or patio or balcony, whatever the case may be, you can go out to a lounge. But again, it's based on your mood and the experience that you want to partake.
You know, it's a party at this place tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You're not in that mood. That's not the mind frame you in. Don't go there. You know, there's a party at that place. You're not in the mind frame for that. Don't go there. Go to the place that you know is going to fly. I mean, it's about how you feel.
I agree. I just I'm going to choose based on how, like you said, how I'm feeling in a day is how I'm going to roll. Because the truth is, sometimes I don't want the lounge at all. I want outside on my porch door. I I might have a person or two over, and we ain't even talking. We just sitting there, we smoking, we people watching the cars go by, we listening to some good music. Sometimes I want, on the water.
You might want to be on the water.
Yeah, like we just did the pop up, the 3/3 pop up on the water behind Under Armour's HQ, Global HQ, and I'm gonna tell you what. Thank you to the people who came out. It was a nice time. People were conversing, but the atmosphere was so nice. It's serene. There's something about sitting on the water with that low sun, just watching. I mean, it was nice.
Shout out to Under Armour. Y'all have no idea y'all hosted that shit.
Thank you so much. Even though Under Armour's owner does smoke, he does smoke cigars, so you gotta love it,
And the thing I enjoyed about that was, I've been on Sunday to 2 to 6. I mean, the thing before 8, 4 to 8, it was that reset. Before the start of the week, people needed that. So being on the water, again, conversing, enjoying cigars, enjoying spirits, giving us a time to fellowship, and again, just prepare for the following week. So I think we needed that. Definitely like that.
Yeah, it was really nice. I really enjoyed it, and we didn't do a lot of talking. People had their little conversations in the pocket, but I mean, the water was so nice. And the wonderful thing about it was a lot of people had never even been there. I never even knew that existed. That's the great thing about your area. Finding places that are cigar friendly and cigar friendly coming to a place near you. So cigar friendly, and I'm gonna tell you what, there are a lot of places that you can go smoke that does welcome cigar smokers, that have an outdoor area, and it's nice. And it's nice to people. And most cigar smokers do like the people watch. It's something about people watching and taking in your area. And I think I heard, so I was at one of the cigar events, and we went down to North Carolina. And they had a panel during the VIP. They had a panel, and during the panel, one of the gentlemen that's from here came back and was telling me how the panel was for the VIP. And somebody said at the panel, talking about different cigar lounges, and they said, well, we ain't got to talk about Baltimore because all the lounges in Baltimore are ghetto. Right? And I bring that up because I think when you're talking about whether it be traditional, hybrid, new school, it's not that the lounges are ghetto because you make the assumption that Baltimore is hood. Where the lounge is located has nothing to do with what the lounge is. It really doesn't, because Baltimore is an urban area.
Let's pull it back a little bit.
Right, let's do that.
Before we continue, let's pull it back a little bit. When you said the lounges in Baltimore, what exactly did you mean?
And that's what I didn't get. But I can say that I wouldn't make an assumption.
What exactly did you mean with that?
Yeah, and I would make an assumption and like, what are you saying? And I don't want to use it was ghetto or hood and I think that's because what media sells you.
And I wasn't there. I mean, like my next question, did we let them get away with saying?
I don't know. I think people was like,
exactly what does that mean?
Well, somebody said to me, I sure wish you was there. Because I know you would have said something. I said no doubt. And I would have said something because I'm from Baltimore all the way. And I want people to understand that the media can drive a narrative in any direction that it wants to. And every city and every state has crime. And every city and every state has a hood. And the hood is just the neighborhood, right? So everything has a hood. Every place has an urban area. And the truth is, just because a lounge sits in that area doesn't mean it's going to be defined by that or riddled with crime or, people sitting in there and with a white beater strapped up with a gun on the waist. That's an assumption that definitely shouldn't be made.
And I agree with you. Like I tell you, for instance, slow burn. Those of us that's been know what slow burn is, right? So some of the new pop-ups that came about, they had rules of things you could do and couldn't do. It was a whole list of rules of shit you couldn't do. And their purpose was that they told me personally was that we don't want to be like Slow Burn. So we're doing this because we don't want it like Slow Burn.
Slow Burn was dope.
Hold up. Not just was it dope.
Set the tone.
Slow Burn was $1 million a year mom and pop cigar lounge. That is unheard of. There was $1 million a year cigar lounge in Catonsville that catered to us. So tell me, explain to me why you don't want your lounge to be like Slow Burn. That was the blueprint right there. You should take it and run with it. So when they tell like when you said that, you know, the lounges in Baltimore's ghetto, why did you say that? That was a trigger. Why did you say that? The cigar lounges in Baltimore's ghetto. Look, you down there wherever you at, you said that shit, but you know about the cigar lounges in Baltimore. You know they dope because you said that bullshit out your mouth.
Yeah, and my thing is, don't get it twisted. There are places in Baltimore that even we who cover Baltimore are like, we going where? Oh, so lounge over there? That was the case with Prime. It was like, y'all open that lounge in Park Heights? Not in Park Heights, say you know, Park Heights is Park Heights. We know how that is. We know there has been a history of crime in Park Heights, but Park Heights is much different now than it was then. And, you know, for the people who live in the city, we understand the dynamic of Park Heights. You know, Upper Park Heights, Lower Park Heights, Hilltop, you know, the predominantly Jewish area that we affectionately call Jewtown. Like, we know the area. So to us, we know how to move within it. But it was unheard of to put a cigar lounge in a very, very urban area like that. But guess what? It worked.
It worked.
It worked.
It worked because of the patrons, because of what you brought into the establishment, and more people because of that.
You know, and it's not just that. It was in the area. You had adults come to the area. You had professionals come to the area, and they came and behaved like adults and professionals. Despite where it was, that wasn't the clientele. The clientele came and supported because it was good people, a good owner, a good atmosphere, and that is what they had, and that is what you got. So it didn't matter where it was.
And you do the work. I think no matter whether the lounge is traditional or it's hybrid, alternative, or what, it really is going to be what the owner wants to see it be, because the owner is going to do the work. It's a lot that goes on behind the scenes of a cigar lounge. It's easy to come in and partake and enjoy, but there's a large level of work that goes behind the scenes that keeps it from being a drama-ridden, you know, establishment. The getting to know people in the neighborhood, the showing the respect to the neighborhood that it deserves, right? That you can't just come in and make your mark and say, we're going to do this. You have to do the work. You have to go to the neighborhood association. You have to talk to the police. You have to build the relationships that are necessary with the other retailers and the young, even the young people, because the young people are going to be outside. They're going to be hanging on the corner. They're going to do that. And they're doing that even when they're not out there doing criminal activity. That is just, they want to be outside too. So sometimes they just outside, hanging outside, and people make an assumption that because it's a bunch of young people together that there's going to be a problem. But if you give them respect, they'll respect you in return. And I never had an issue, not one single issue in almost 4 years in a predominantly urban area. Not at all. Not at all. I mean, and we talk about till 2, 3 in the morning. Everybody could walk to their car safely, you know, and nobody had a problem. And we had a good time. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? We had a good time. And because lounges are predominantly black, doesn't make them a hood lounge. And it's great. Lounge is meant to be inclusive. You know, inclusive. I have had black, white, you know, every race And I've had, straight, gay, transgender, everything. And guess what? We love these cigars, so we came together and we enjoyed it, traditional or otherwise. It was a good time. I mean, everybody had to put up with Nate, so everybody had to put up with Nate. We got sophisticated Nate tonight, but we'll always get that Nate.
Not a problem.
You don't, but we can guarantee to get a fire two-step about you. we guarantee to get that. No matter if it's a jazz song or a dang or a trap song, they go two-step off of it, okay? So you do be rocking off on a two-step. And I'll tell you, the more alcohol involved, the better the two-step do get. I had moments where, I don't want to reveal any trade secrets, anything that I've seen. But the two-step then went to a little bit of, hip, rolling and thrusting. Now you be in a pocket. You don't remember? I done seen they take off the hoodie, swirl it, throw it. Yeah, throw it. And was having a good time. And guess what? It actually hyped people up. People they were in. Because sometimes when a person's energy is good, it's great, guess what? It affects other people.
We was drinking 120 proof that night. I was not responsible for anything that happened, that transpired.
Because he gave a call.
Yeah, he doesn't recall.
Well,
I see
I
we
neither
getting.
confirm nor deny those prior allegations. All I can tell you is that I had a good time.
We did.
Well, I'll tell you what.
We had a
He
good
did.
time.
I see we got everybody in the audience sipping on this 1,000 stories. I see we down into our first third. We all smoking something different to give you an acknowledgement of how it's faring with this 1,000 stories. So, Ralph, what you working with? How you feeling like your cigar and the 1,000 stories of pairing?
So they're both playing off one another again. And the one thing I chose to smoke the cigar today because the process with Perdomo, after the fermentation process, they also add an additional 6 months in bourbon barrels. The tobacco. So again, it's playing off very well. You got your dry fruit. Again, as I mentioned, dry fruit and the wine. Also, the tobacco notes playing off one another, the cigar and the wine. So again, very bold, very robust, and full of flavor. Yeah, one of my favorite cigars, one of my favorite wines to pair with cigars.
Okay. Hey, how you feeling about your cigar and your wine? I know you're not a heavy wine guy.
Yeah, the wine's there's a lot of dry fruit. It's really dry. The EP Carrillo is a really good stick. This Allegiance, I'm actually feeling one of the best cigars I've ever had. It's pretty good. However, I do feel that the wine is heavier than the cigar. The wine is actually overpowering my stogie a little bit.
And this happens.
You live and you learn.
You gotta let your ash fall naturally, Well, I'll tell you what, y'all know I'm smoking the 9, whole bit of pepper on the retro. I'm not really big on pepper. I can do the 9 because it's not an aggressive black pepper. I'm definitely getting those woody notes. You said what? It's not, I really read white pepper is very floral on my palate. So this is not really, it's for me, comes across as black pepper, but not aggressively so. It's not, usually when you have a heavy, like a honey, that comes straight off on the front of the palate. But I'm getting the pepper on this more so on the retro than I am, straight on my palate, drawing it. But this with the wine, and I do like wine, but I'm more of a sweet wine person. But I could do this. I've had this 1,000 stories before. I think it's a wonderful wine. I could definitely tell it's bourbon girl. But I'm gonna tell you what I taste in this wine, and that's because I have a sensitive palate for prune juice. For prunes, it's blueberries, it's prunes, and I'm not a big fan of blueberries, but I could tell there's blueberry in it, and I could taste the prune. And it's not offensive though. It's very well blended. I think it's doing very well with the 9 because the 9 is a heavier bodied cigar. but it's not overpowering the wine. I think when I'm tasting the wine, it's nice to have the little bit of pepper on the retro because it's lifting the wine up a little bit. So, yes, burn. Yes.
It's burn in my life. Is that why?
Like I said, it's and caramel, we
A
have
little bad for good night, baby.
improved tobacco,
Yeah.
dried herbs,
Yeah, blueberries.
and blueberry.
Understand that.
And I can taste the prune juice, and that's just because, you know, that's that taste. Your grandmama give you prune juice, you don't never forget that daggone taste. That's like cod liver oil, you know, you just know it when you taste
I
it.
never had either.
You never had cod liver oil?
No.
No, you ain't from Baltimore. Okay. Sorry.
I never
So
had
too
either.
bad, so sad. In Baltimore, you done had some castor oil or some cod liver oil. Oh my gosh.
We had triple six. I had triple six.
Triple six, yeah.
Yeah, and you
Yeah,
had that prune juice.
Hills, yeah.
That was the worst shit imaginable to man.
And between that prune juice and that cranberry, you know you was getting both of them. Well, keep record.
Mm-hmm.
But I really, really enjoyed this. You know, studio audience, what y'all think of this Thousand Stories?
Excellent.
Somebody said pass the bottle. They glasses
1001
empty.
story.
The pipe stress. You'll see her come on the camera.
I'm not taking that home. Have at it. Enjoy it.
1001
Enjoy
story.
it.
Yeah, and it's really, really nice, but you really can taste that the bourbon. You can really taste that. And the tobacco notes, even though it's not prevalent. It's almost how Hershey's dark chocolate is. And for people who don't know, there are tobacco notes in Hershey's dark chocolate. If you have a sensitive palate, you can pick it up. But that's like this as well. If I wasn't smoking this 9, it would be prevalent. I would be able to taste it, but it's really blending really well. I'm
It's
enjoying
actually
it.
curious to find out how sensitive is it now? Like what else can you say?
That's a loaded question that I'm gonna land in a lot. Nate trying to start some junk, right? So we gonna move on because Nate on some boo. I thought you was sophisticated Nate today.
I am.
You gave, but I
Hold
see
up.
nasty Nate
Hold
slipping
up.
back in there. Take your glasses off.
Let me change.
There you go.
Let me change.
Here come the perfect gentleman, nasty
Add a
Nate.
commercial.
And I'm back. Wait a minute.
What we digging for?
And I'm a different name.
Well, what Nate is this?
This is English name.
We're gonna leave Nate alone on that note. So you know what? We talked about traditional versus alternative hybrid lounges. We definitely make sure you comment and give us your view of what you prefer and how you feel about, you know, traditional versus your more new school party lounges. What do you like? What don't you like? Give your recommendations on different lounges. People always want to know where there's a good lounge. And for that matter, where there's a good cigar store, period. Because understand, not every shop is a lounge. Some retailers are cigar retailers with minimal seating, and some places are cigar lounges. And the difference is, from my perspective, a cigar retailers predominantly sell cigars. They're not pushing for you to sit in their lounge area. A cigar lounge is about the experience. So they want you to come and sit because their sales are driven by you coming to sit in the lounge and then providing a certain type of atmosphere.
I
So,
agree with you. I tell you, one lounge that y'all sleeping on that y'all should definitely hit, that I've been to a few times and I enjoyed, is Top Dollar.
top dollar, yeah.
You know, Top Dollar's a sleeper. They out there in Curtis Bay. I mean, you can't go to the bridge since they knocked that shit down, but I mean, you still take the back way. It's a good sleeper. I've been there a few times. I had a great time there.
Just celebrated their 1 year anniversary, so shout out to Top Dollar.
Yes, I wish I could have been there, but much, much love.
Yeah.
Oh my God, did it just drop? He said he about to make that better. Oh Lord have mercy. Y'all did not see that. Well, why you adding stuff? What did you add in there, Nate?
We just added some ancient age
This
This is
He said he done fucked up. And messed up my damn wine.
look at the legs on that.
it's sideways.
Right, look at that. Look at that. That is
Your size.
This is made oil.
I'm gonna tell you what. So what we are gonna do today is there's always this question.
Goddamn, that's pretty good.
Oh, you made a new libation?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Don't follow suit on that. Don't do that.
Do not.
Do not.
Listen, we all want to come up with a name for that.
Oil.
Put your comments in the section. The best comment is what we want to call it.
Oh my gosh. Don't do that.
Or you.
No. If you're gonna do it, pour it in a separate place. Why Ralph giving him the nasty look like you done messed up my daggone wine? All right, so what we gonna do, man? So we are going to do what we're gonna do a versus, because you know we used to get up on the versus. But we're gonna do a versus that is traditional versus new school. Right? So we're gonna start off this versus. You got the beat machine ready, Nate. We're gonna start this versus off, and I want y'all to give y'all feedback on what song hit hard. Nate is gonna start it off with whatever genre of new school song he wants, and Rel is gonna match it in what would go in a traditional lounge. What would be acceptable, right? In a party lounge, the music you're used to listening to in a party lounge on a Friday night. We're gonna make this a Friday night, flight night. You done drank all your flights. You know, you done reached cruising altitude. We got the DJ in the house. And what type of song would you expect to hear in a party lounge? And then Ralph is gonna hit back on what he feel like. That might be what you do in a party lounge, but this is how I'm gonna rock it in the traditional. We get 1 minute, 1 minute for him to start playing a good song. And I want y'all to put y'all songs in the comments. What you smoke to. When you feeling real traditional.
Am I playing what I smoke to or what I?
No, you playing what you would hear in a party lounge that would hype you up. Now, or that would be in the pocket. But I want them to put in line with your song what they would play or what they would hear. Come on, let's don't take all of it.
I'm a hater, I said.
Okay.
Listen. Tell your bitch I said.
Party lounge.
Ass up, face down. One night only, I'm from out of town. Had a new room, we ain't waiting on it. Remember pussy good, pancake on it. Pancake, hotel, good bag, with Chanel, ship sneaks, his and hers. If you a hater, I just got 2 words. Tell my hater, I say. And tell your bitch I said.
That's what we would get on the traditional side. Oh.
Hey, Chris, I don't want no issues, bro. I don't want no smoke. I don't want me. Or smoke a seat. Or smoke me. Or okay, let's get down to the facts, pussy, I'm dripping red. Don't let this R&B shit bring niggas get ripped to shreds. Quit talking like kid thugs, nigga, you a bitch with dread. Can't wait to see the day that you back up all of that shit you said. All that bullshit you talk, you ain't no huncho nigga. So we can slip it out of your face, shit in a huncho nigga. You fuck my asshole, that's cool, I don't give no fuck, little nigga. Cause I fucked your ex when you was still with a bitch, I'm up, little nigga. They say revenge is sweet. Now think about that shit, don't let that line go over your head. I might just sing about that shit. I had a feeling about that bitch. There's something sweet about that shit. I got some feel about that bitch, but I ain't gonna speak about that shit. I ain't paying attention to the chicken player. I'm a chicken bomb on a detonator. I shit on niggas, I'm a defecator. I put a nigga on a ventilator. I stop talking about beating girls. You beating bitches on the elevator. We see the taste, that's devastating. You doing bad. You a bitch and your music trash. Actually, they sent me next to your lame ass. I was truly mad.
Oh, yes, traditional. Oh, this one you can sip your wine to. Yes.
I may be just a foolish dreamer, but I don't care. 'Cause I know my happiness is waiting somewhere. I'm searching for that silver line, horizons that I'll never see. Oh, my life is just a moment that brings my dream. Oh, dream I see.
Oh, new school. Party lounge visit. Let's see what Brown will come back with for that traditional lounge music.
Who the fuck is this? Basically, they 5:46 in the morning. Crack the dawn, now I'm yawning. Wipe the cold out my eyes. See who's listening to me and why. It's my nigga Pop from the barber shop. Told me he was in the gambling spot. Heard the interest spot. But niggas wanna stick me like fly, paper labor. Slow down, love, please chill, drop the paper. Remember them niggas from the hill up the Bronx, man, that you go back with me. I got nice with. Yeah, my nigga fame up in prospect. Nah, them my niggas, nah, love what they disrespect. I think they say down, they call me just the niggas that you know from back.
All right, hit that back on.
I give you all.
All right. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Traditional lounge music was proud. Versus our musical party lounge. This is proud selection for traditional lounge music.
Bitch, I'm from Baltimore, you should be with I never see.
Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I let one go. What the fuck though? I don't fuck, bro. Aiming at the head. Like a fuck, bro. You're a roughneck. I'm a cutthroat. You're a tough guy. It's a love joke. Then the sun died. And now the young go. Now the sunshine. In the rough hole. What the fuck though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, where the one go? It's a shit show. Money over bitches and a fuck hoe. That is still mine. Favorite love score. Put the gun aside. What the fuck for? I sleep with the gun. If she don't know, what the fuck, yo? Where the love go? Trade the ski mask for the motto. It's a bloodbath. Where the suns go? It's a Swiss beat. Down drums go. If she iffy, down the drugs go. If she settling, double cup toes. Got a dump boat full of hundos. That a love go. Where's the up, bro?
Traditional lounge music, let's go. Oh.
Just rising, I don't wanna feel I'm in the wrong place. Oh, and I'm going to love you just for a night. Kissing and hugging and holding you tight. Feel like we love you. Oh, my reason to love you, yeah. Feel like you won't disappear. Love you, replay all the illusions that just go away, and all my reasons to pray.
It's simple. I love it. Happy you near me. Happy you here. Hot conversations. Outrageous. You smile. And I smile when I say, oh, this is. When you were leaving, 'cause you were a dream that you should not have been. And so deep,
Let's see what the beautiful lounge, party lounge got.
you baby.
High class, high class.
Crack baby, mama she was in the streets, so guess who raised me? Streets, you motherfucking right, couldn't get it from my mama, so I got it off the block. Been working my whole life, but I ain't never punched a clock. 9 years old, I seen a nigga get shot. Niggas quick to run their mouth when they get jammed. Pussy ass nigga telling on his own family. The same nigga that you break your neck for. Be the same nigga that cross you out and wake you up. Oh, you be chasing money, but you chasing bitch. Real bosses don't talk, we just sit back and listen. Stack that paper up and then make boss moves. She like to argue, so I sent that bitch to law school. No matter what. Free. Son, bitch, because she love you, she done set you up. Free. I mean, in these streets, shit ain't no such thing as love. Free. The only thing I trust is this pistol and these slugs. Free. Real nigga shit, only when I do you big. If this nigga don't work, he can fucking leave.
been hurt so many times. Got so far. When I decided, I come to this end goal. I need someone to hold me. I need someone that needs me.
Final submission for
Play that shit.
in the traditional lounge.
Mr. Magic.
It's that time.
It's not time yet. It's not time yet. Man, that was an epic battle. We've been talking today to 3/3. We've been discussing traditional lounges. Excuse me. If the smoke came up, I gotta put my hands up like grandma. Right? We've been discussing traditional lounges versus the new school party lounge. Which do you like better? Which fits you better? I've said, and we've all said, it's really how you feel. But there are many, many choices. You can go anywhere on any given day and still enjoy the atmosphere. We have been smoking and drinking. I'm doing a leg of 9 by Drew Estate. Bro.
Again, this is the Perdomo 20th anniversary Epicure Maduro.
Nate, what you smoking over there?
EP Carrillo, Allegiance.
All right, we've been drinking 1,000 Stories bourbon barrel aged Cabernet Sauvignon. Right? Any last little tidbits on how you feel about the wine paired with your stick?
Again, pairing bouncing off one another. Again, the wine is paired up the cigar and vice versa. If you haven't had this pairing, definitely treat yourself. Pretty much the price point of the bottle is about $17, $18. I purchased this at Wine World in Abingdon, Alfred County. And it should be at your local retail.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this. I already love 1,000 Stories. I actually was introduced to this by Rel when we did a flight night. Wonderful, wonderful wine. It can pair in so many different directions. Smoking this League of 9, it has enough body on it to really sit well with this wine. Definitely love the fruit additives in the wine, a little bit of pepper on the retro. It comes with this League. It has paired very, very well with this red. I would definitely say do it. It's a great pairing.
Well, the Carrillo was great. The Allegiance was awesome. It's one of the best cigars I've ever had. The wine kind of overpowered it. It was a little bit much for it. It kind of overpowered it. Either way, I mean, it is what it is.
What about after your concoction?
If you made the oil,
Oh, once I made the oil, it was great. I mean, if that's what we want to do. The order was great. Everyone should try it. Once again,
You mixed,
we
you
are
mixed us.
taking names. Comment in the comment section of what we're going to name this.
And what was the
And that
mix?
is 1,000 Stories with the Ancient Age Bourbon.
Only Nate.
It's got an English name.
It's called an English Nate. Hey!
I like that.
I'm with that studio audience. They've been smoking and drinking with us. How y'all feel about that 1,000 Stories?
I thought it was wonderful. 1,001 stories now, so hey,
Okay. Now, are y'all commonly wine drinkers?
yes.
How did you like the wine?
I love it. You can taste the dark cherry.
Yes.
There's a lot of cherry in it. And I tasted that as well as tobacco.
Yeah, it definitely has a lot of nice, complex profile. Even if you weren't smoking and you were drinking it, I definitely would drink this without the smoke. And I'm not really big on reds, strawberries, and it's not a dry wine. It's very, very nice, very mild, nice wine with a lot of body. And I've enjoyed it. And we have done our music. What say you, studio audience? Who think you won? Who won that battle? Was it the new school party lounge music or was it the traditional old school lounge?
It's a draw.
It's a draw.
It's time.
I was vibing in both directions.
Right, that's right.
I'm gonna tell you, it would be the DJ that take me up with Nate music and then put me in the pocket with Ralph.
There you go.
Let me get a rest off all that dancing and then come back around with Nate music. But I enjoyed it nonetheless. Thank y'all for watching us tonight. We are the 3/3. We are live every Thursday night. 7:30. We do have a live studio audience. It's over there, applause, and our audience does get to partake in the libation. If you have any recommendation for a libation you'd like to see reviewed, and we're not just doing alcoholic beverages, we will also be doing non-alcoholic pairings as well. I love this, but we're gonna do any stream. Make your recommendations. Make sure you like and follow us on Facebook and on IG at the 3/3, the word 3, the number 3, RDS, and like and subscribe to us on YouTube. We would love to have you in the house, and we thank you for watching. What say you? You felt like you won that, Nate?
Always win. I don't lose.
You don't lose.
I don't lose.
Well, who's saying that? Is it English Nate, or is it what was these glasses? Sophisticated Nate. I'm sorry, we talking about sophisticated Nate now. You think you won that, Ralph? What you think?
Sophisticated Nate. He chose traditional.
Yeah.
And what's that? You said sophisticated Nate. What else?
Was it American Nate?
English Nate.
English Nate. You went with traditional.
Hey, I enjoyed both of them.
Either way, you can't lose.
You definitely can. We're gonna have some wonderful guests on every third week. We're gonna be doing a DJ and or live music. Join us, partake, drink with us. Make sure you try out this 1,000 Stories. You can buy this again where?
At Wine World in Abingdon, Harford County. Again, the price point about $17-18. 14.5 alcohol content. We get very smooth, very complex, example cigars. Very good character.
Yes, I enjoyed it. So we'd like to say thank you. And you know, like in the lounge, you can't stay with us, so we gotta leave you with this.
It's that time again. We gotta say goodnight. You know it's getting late. Tomorrow is another day, my friend. Bye, people. It's time to go home. Yep.